Hey, y'all, let's talk about marriage. Question: would you choose a husband who has addiction problems? Would you marry a man that you know before you got married who has an addiction to something? My answer is no. You know I ain't going to do it. You know what's going to happen. You will end up being the naked wife. I would never. That is a part of dating and choosing your husband. And when you choose a husband that has addictions or any kind of issues, your marriage will be about the addiction or the issue. I don't care if it's alcohol, porn, or he has financial issues, any kind of issue either you or your husband have before getting married, and you get married, that's what your marriage is going to be about. Let me mute this because this little boy is acting like he don't know I'm recording. So I saw a post this morning. I get up early so I could write. And I was trying to find, I don't know if they blocked me or delete me or anything like that, but I couldn't find it again. But I had copied it because I wanted to share it with in my other group on Facebook, because I was like, this is why I go as hard as I do for women choosing your husband. Is a choice, ladies. Please stop acting like Jesus come and beat you over your head and force the bomb on you, because he doesn't. You chose the bomb. Okay, be sure to subscribe, girl. I know my content is hard, but I'm telling you, it's the truth. Thank you for your love and support. My book, 23 Types of Guys You Might Meet. You do not have to choose a man that has addiction problems. Please stop telling me you just fell in love. This is why my daddy said never fall in love. The naked wife. A lot of women, especially Christian women, are naked wife. And this thing that Christian women tell themselves, oh, that God want to test you, or God is trying to prune you, or all this bull crap, y'all. It's a lie, ma'am. It's a lie. Your marriage is not supposed to be struggle. It's not supposed to be constant fighting. That's not what your marriage is. Your marriage is a picture of the coming together of Christ and the church. How many of y'all know Christ is not trying to fight the church? Your marriage is supposed to be like Eden, a place of Eden. Do we have trials and tribulations? Yes, we do. And my dad says, pray. Every marriage is going to go through something. And he said, pray that it's in the early stage of your marriage, because you still love each other. You're still in love. The marriage is still fresh. And so you will go through it. Okay. So here is something I saw on Facebook. Let me know what y'all think. This is why I go hard. Don't marry these men. Okay. And I said, think seriously about marrying a man who has some kind of addiction problems. I don't care if it was past. He used to be a drug addict. No, I'm sorry. Don't. Okay. And the reason why you don't want to do that is because that thing is lording over their lives. Jesus Christ is not the Lord of your life. See, when Christ is the Lord of your life, you conduct your life and you live your life based on Jesus being Lord over your life. But when it's addiction or porn or alcohol, whatever, that thing lords over your life. And you are in submission to that thing. It says, my husband is a recovering alcoholic addict. He was 2 years sober when we got married. And then since then, 3 years, there has been some relapse. See, 2 years, The past year have been the worst, and it's getting. But every time it happens, I have to ask, but he confesses, and then he starts trying to be sober again. Okay, I'm not going to read it all, okay? I have been forgiving him each time, but also letting him know that he hurts me. I get worried that I'm enabling him, but I love him, and he wants to love me and our family, but he's really struggling. See, when you marry somebody that has addiction problems, you will forever be fighting against that thing. And I just don't understand, what is it about Christian women that you feel like God don't want you to have a whole healthy mate, husband? Because you know what? Marriages already go through so much. Remember, marriage is a picture of Christ and the church. So the enemy does not want pictures of Christ and the church in the earth. So he's already fighting your marriage. Okay? Without any problems, the devil is already fighting against your marriage. So then not only is the devil fighting against your marriage, then you have all these other issues that's fighting against you, and now you're struggling and fighting to stay together. And how many of y'all know struggling is under the curse? It's under the curse. You're not supposed to struggle. If you're struggling, I'm not saying you are cursed. I'm just saying you need to realize, hold up, wait a minute now. That's under the curse. I've been redeemed. In my book on marriage, I'm going to be talking about a lot of women, you choose the wrong man and then you fight to stay in the marriage. No. Choose right. Be okay to walk away. God is not calling you to be a missionary or an evangelist in your marriage. I don't know how people do it. I mean, Janice, I pack a bag real quick. Okay, now none of us is perfect. We all have stuff we need to work on, right? But when it's an addiction or it's lording over that person and then you praying, this is another thing, Christian women. You don't know a lot of y'all be working witchcraft on your husbands because you're trying to usurp your will and your authority over his will. If he don't want to stop drinking, if he don't want to stop watching porn, you should not be trying to usurp your authority and your will over him. That is the decision he has to make between him and Jesus Christ. And that's why a lot of Christian women are miserable in their marriage. They're not happy because they have missionary marriages and evangelistic marriages. And you're just fighting and struggling to get your husband saved and get him delivered and get him set free. And that's not what your marriage is supposed to be about. Your marriage is supposed to be about loving each other, adoring and respecting. And it's supposed to be a place of rest. And again, I am not saying marriages don't go through. Every marriage, include mine, goes through, and things will come up that you have to work through. But when your marriage is about the struggle, that ain't no real marriage. I'm just letting you know. And she goes on to say he's gotten very distant from God in this struggle. Any advice for doing the right thing for him to get closer to God? Does he want to get closer to God? So now you're going to be committing witchcraft to force your husband to get closer to God. No. That is something he has to do. Christian woman, I have a book coming out on how wives are working witchcraft on their husbands in the church. Because when you try to usurp his will, that's witchcraft. I'm not talking about kids. Like my little boy, on him every day. He's getting better now. He's going on 7 about the bath. He used to fight me every day. And now at 6.5, when I say, Michael, it's time for you to take your bath, he's like, okay. Now he takes showers. He doesn't take baths anymore. Because, I have the big toddler bathtub. Y'all ever seen one of them? It's big. It's not the baby one. They have a bigger one for toddler that almost takes up the regular tub. And so I put him in there, but now he takes showers, honey. And so that's not because I know some stupid person is going to come over here and say, what about your kids? No. Bible says, raise them in the way they should go. Your husband should already be raised. You should not be trying to override his right. And if your husband is not trying to get closer to God from his own free will, you forcing him and praying prayers is witchcraft. Now, you can pray and ask the Lord and say, Lord, and I do this for my husband, speak to my husband, show him the way. Lord, help him to seek you. And so what I'm asking God is to minister to him, not me usurping his authority. I pray for my husband every day. And what I pray is ask God to help him to seek you more. Okay? I have a book coming, a lot of Christian women, okay? And I say Christian because I know the prayers y'all pray. Now the person talking about smoking. Okay, he told me he quit. He was quit when we was married. I'm not married, no smoker. Used to be a smoker. None of that. I just don't believe in it. Because when a person relapse, they're going to relapse to whatever their stronghold is. And I don't got time for, I will leave in a minute. You hear me? I'm going to pack my pants and I'm going to be out of here. I'll see you. Okay? I'm not dealing with none of that stuff. I'm not putting up with, I don't believe in putting up with stuff. I don't believe in dealing with, I ain't doing none of that. I will leave in a millisecond and I will not think twice about it. Because I didn't get married to struggle, to live in Lodabar, to live in the wilderness. No. This is supposed to be my happy place. This is supposed to be heaven on earth, not struggling. Your marriage is supposed to be Eden, not being thrown out of the garden. And a lot of couples, you're living outside of the Garden of Eden, and it's not supposed to be so. Because let me ask you something, when you go enjoy it? When we get to heaven, because when you get to heaven, there is no marriage. When you get to heaven, it's going to be all about Jesus. You're not going to enjoy your husband in heaven. So when you're supposed to enjoy your marriage, if not when you're married? And you know, my comment was, I was trying to find, I should have taken the picture, is I said, I had alcoholics in my family, and it was very, very hard, even for my cousins. It was very hard being raised in that home. And my question was any of you wives that are dealing with these addictive and addiction husbands, would you tell your daughters to marry men who have addiction problems? I can't find it again, child. So I don't know if they answered. Because I'm telling you, ladies, don't do it. If he has any, and this is why you need to ask these questions. Okay? I don't have a problem with drinking. As in, I'm going to have a glass of wine when my husband's coming home. Hey, babe, I'm me. Stop it. So have a drink with a friend. Okay. I'll be home by 10. Great. I have a problem. I don't have a problem having a glass or two of wine, champagne, whatever. As long as you're not an alcoholic and you're not addicted to it. Because when you're addicted, that's what lords over porn, all that BS. Ask those questions. Okay? This is why you date to gather data. You don't meet a man and jump in, because you meet a man and jump in, then you find out he's an alcoholic and you're already in love, and you think that your love is going to fix him, and your love can't fix him because he has not made the decision in himself to go and get the help that he needs or fix himself. You can't fix him. You can't even fix your kids. So how you going to fix a grown man? I just want to know, but I got to go, girl. It's Sunday. I got to go clean up. I don't know when I'm dropping this video, maybe tonight. I got to go clean, switch it over the fall stuff. My daughter already did. Yesterday, I spent most of the day switching over my daughter's stuff. So, and the babies. So that's what I did all day Saturday. Most of the day switched over the baby's summer stuff, put away the stuff you outgrew, switched over his dresser. So with my daughter and her closet and stuff like that. But I love you. Let me know what you think. Have you dated men with addiction problems? It's the same thing to me. It's the same thing as an abuser. Run to the hills from whence cometh your help, because your marriage is going to be about the issue. Do we all have things we need to work on? Yes. Does all marriages go through? Yes. But should you be going through forever? Every day in your marriage is a fight and a struggle? No. I love you. I have to go. Bye. And that's why I'm wearing my Dating Differently t-shirts. I keep telling y'all, date differently. Love you. Bye.